We are deep into fall. And what is the most fall kind of book you can read? Well, in my opinion, it's a mystery thriller. So, this week, we're going to be solely reading mystery thriller books, but there's a twist to it. What is this twist, you want to know? Well, every single one of my mystery thriller books are wrapped up right now, so I have no idea what they are, meaning I am blind reading mystery thriller books all week long. Am I a little nervous about this? Why, yes. Yes, I am. You see, I am very much a mood reader, and these bad boys here, I'm afraid I'm not going to be in the mood for them, but that is the point of this whole challenge, to challenge myself to read as many wrapped mystery thrillers as I can in a week, not knowing what they are, and not really knowing the premise. That's right, I'm not going to read the premise. I'm just going to unwrap the book, I'm going to see what it is, and we're going to dig into it. So, shall we get started? So, my friends, all my mystery thriller books are wrapped up here behind me, at least all the ones for this challenge, so it's time to unwrap one. Let's pick out our first book. Since I am such a mood reader, I've thought about it and I've decided to cut myself a little slack. What I'm going to do is every time I unwrap a book, I'm going to unwrap 2 books and then I'm going to pick out of the 2. So I get 2 options, I have to pick one of them, and that's the one I'm going to be reading. And then once I read that one, we'll get 2 more options and continue to go. So let's pick our first 2 options. Okay, so I have option 1 and option 2, and then I did grab a backup option 3 just in case. This one will likely go back on the shelves unwrapped, but I grabbed option 1 and option 2, so let's see what my first blind mystery thriller read might be. So, they're both pretty skinny. This one's a little bit skinnier than this one, but they're both pretty skinny because I don't want to intimidate myself too much. And I'm going to start with the Christmas tree one. Still Lives by Maria Hummel, or The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. Okay, so looking at them, I'm thinking, I don't know. This is hard without reading the description. I've never really picked a book without reading the description because I am such a mood reader, so how am I supposed to know if I'm in the mood if I don't know what it's about? Maybe I can read the little blurb at the top, but not the full synopsis. Is that fair? I think that's fair, because how will I pick? It says, a young editor at a Los Angeles art museum finds herself pulled into a disturbing and dangerous world of a famous artist who goes missing on the opening night of her exhibition, but still lives. The Sundown Motel. Something hasn't been right at the roadside Sundown Motel for a very long time, and Carly Kirk is about to find out why in this chilling new novel from the best-selling award-winning author of The Broken Girls. That tells me one's about an art heist, one's about a motel. We're gonna pull out this one and see what it is. Don't eat it! Oh, no way. I'm not reading this one. This silkworm. I'm sure it's good, but this is not the mood, so. With that being that, we're gonna go with The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James as my first blind mystery read of the week. All I know about this book is that something's not right at this motel. It was published in 2020. And yeah, the author is Simone St. James. And it is 326 pages. So let us see how it goes. this book all finished up. It's really good so far. As you guys saw last night, I finished The Sundown Motel, so let's chat about it. The Sundown Motel is by Simone St. James, and I will say this book, it really, really surprised me. It was not fully what I expected. Obviously, I didn't know very much going into it. I just read that little blurb and that's all I knew. And I was a little bit unsure if it was going to be paranormal, if it was going to be non-paranormal, what it was going to be like. And I will say that this book ended up having a really good balance of like everything you want in a spooky mystery thriller that you're reading in like October time. Like it was the perfect October spooky mystery thriller in my opinion. It had so many good things. It jumped timelines back and forth between 1982 and 2017, and it jumped timelines back between what the aunt was experiencing and the niece was experiencing, and it was so interesting and I really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, I will just say it had me gripped, and I kept thinking about it when I wasn't reading it. I wanted to go pick it up and read it, so that's a really good sign for me. I will say that I kind of had a guess who it was a little bit early on, but that didn't ruin the storyline at all, and it did kind of drag in the middle. Like it moved fast and I was interested in reading it, but at the same time it dragged, and I was like, I'm ready for things to happen. Like I'm ready. Like I figured it all out. I'm putting the pieces together. Let's make things happen. So there was a little bit of that, but it wasn't terrible, and it doesn't feel like the book was way too long. Like maybe they could have chopped out like 30 pages, but it was really good and I really enjoyed it, and I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. So for a blind mystery thriller book, 4 out of 5 stars, like heck yes, that's a very, very good rating, at least from me, and very, very good for October. So if you're looking for a good thriller mystery, I would recommend The Sundown Motel, especially if you're into like jumping timelines, going back and forth between timelines and viewpoints, and it had a lot of strong female characters, which I loved because like back in the 80s you couldn't really be a strong female, so I love that there's a bunch of strong female characters, and that was a huge win for me as well. I'm just rambling now, but yeah, definitely enjoyed, and in just a little bit we're gonna pick our next blind book. I'm so excited. Alright friends, I am back in front of the bookshelf, which means it's time to pick our next wrapped blind mystery thriller book. So we're gonna do the same thing we did last time. Spill them all over, apparently. We're going to pick one, two, 3 books. 1, 2, 3 books. We're gonna unwrap them and we're going to see what we get. Are you ready? Let's unwrap them. Let's unwrap them. We will start with this one. You're Invited by Amanda Jayatisa. No idea if I pronounced that right. So sorry if I don't. But it was published in 2022. Next. Count My Lies by Sophie Stava. I actually started reading this book earlier this year and I soft DNF'd it, so do we give it a try again? Or this one's from 2018. Our Kind of Cruelty by Araminta Hall. Okay, well, I don't want to do Count My Lies because I already gave it a try and I DNF'd it, so I feel like that's cheating since I've already given it a try. So since that is cheating, we are going to pick an extra book because that one doesn't count. Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. Okay, so our three options are You're Invited, Middle of the Night, or Kind of Cruelty. So the one I just read was from like 2018. So do I read one that's older? I don't think any of these are that old, actually, to be honest. 2024. Oh yeah, this one's 2018. This one's 2022. So do I read another older one? Or do I go for a newer one? Or do we do something like in the middle? So let's see. This one says, she'll wish she never RSVP'd. We're just going to read this top blurb. Okay? What could be worse than your ex-boyfriend marrying your childhood best friend, getting accused of her murder? Okay. In the latest jaw-dropping thriller from best-selling author Riley Sager, a man must contend with the long-ago disappearance of his childhood best friend, the dark seekers lurking just beyond the safe confines of his picture-perfect neighborhood. There is no... So, all it says is, this is a love story. Can you see that? And then it's crossed out. Hope I got that to focus for you. So it says, this is a love story, and then it's crossed out. I loved it right down to the every chilling final line. Okay, so I'm thinking out of the three, this one intrigues me, but intrigues me the least for right now. This doesn't feel like a fall mystery. It feels like a spring summer mystery. I mean, I don't know. I literally read one part of it, but like when you think of weddings, I think more like spring, fall. No, spring, summer. So, anyways, so between these two, I'm really torn. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with this one in the middle of the Night by Riley Sager, and if I'm feeling it, I'll keep reading it. If I'm not feeling it, we're gonna go back and we'll read this one. That's the plan. Time for a little catch up. Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. Let's talk about it. This book. I almost DNF'd this book, and it's not because it was bad, it's actually because it was so good. That sounds weird, so let me explain. This book, it started in a way that the writing was meant to give you a lot of anxiety, and let me tell you, it was giving me a lot of anxiety, and I also was dealing with a lot of anxiety naturally from being an anxious person. So the fact that I already had heightened anxiety and this book was hard heightening my anxiety, I was almost like, ugh, I don't think this is a good idea. I might need to stop this. So I almost stopped it. But last night I was like, I'm gonna sit down and try one more time. We're gonna see what happened, and it started to hook me. Yeah, it really started to hook me. This book is really interesting. It's jumping between present day, our main character, his point of view, and then it's jumping back to the mystery of when the little boy disappeared, and it's going through different people's point of views and like what they were experiencing, what they were thinking, what they were going through. And I think that's really interesting, and it's really fun because it lets you see like what everyone else was thinking on around this cul-de-sac, and it helps you to kind of like start to guess things, which I think is fun because like different people start to look suspicious, they start to look guilty because you get to hear things like from their head and viewpoint that you wouldn't have been able to otherwise. So I find that really interesting that it's going from present day, our main character, to past tense, all these different characters. So I'm really liking that so far. And you keep finding different like breadcrumbs about what happened back then throughout the novel, and I'm really liking that, and I'm thinking it's really, really, really good. So I am about 140 pages, and it is 365. So I'm about 40%, 35, 38% done with this book, and so far it's really good. It's really interesting. I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna read for a few hours tonight, so I'm hoping to get done as much as I can, but we will see. This vlog goes live tomorrow. So I finished one blind mystery book fully, and I got another half of a blind mystery book done so far, and I'm really excited to see where this one goes. If I manage to get it done, I will pop in and I'll put a little snippet of my main thoughts on it. Otherwise, those will be in next week's reading vlog next Tuesday, because we're going to be trying to finish a lot of books this week. It's going to hopefully be a big week of reading, but we will see. But yeah, this book so far is really, really interesting, and I had so much fun reading blind mystery books this week. It was a great way for me to pick up thrillers that I maybe necessarily wouldn't want to pick up right now, and to honestly remind myself what books I own. I have a lot of mystery books, mystery thrillers still wrapped up. I was going to unwrap them with you guys in this video, but I think I might keep them wrapped from now and maybe try to do this again, because this was really fun, really enjoyable. But we'll see if I end up doing it again. It's coming into the holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas, so my spooky season vibes are slowly fading away. They haven't even been that strong for me this year, unfortunately, but we still have a couple weeks left of spooky season. We're going to be trying to read as many spooky books as we can in the time we have allotted, and I'm so proud of myself for getting these books attacked. You know what I mean, like attempting to read these books, finishing The Sundown Motel, and really, really enjoying it. I probably would not have picked that up this year. I definitely would not have, if not for this challenge. So that was really, really enjoyable, and I would recommend that book for sure. And then this one, I'm really glad, because I've kind of been putting this one off a little bit. Like, I like Riley Sager, and I know I wanted to read it, but I could not get myself to pick it up. So I'm really grateful for this challenge that I got to do that, and that I was able to enjoy it so much so far. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'd love to hear what kind of videos you want to see going forward. If you like watching like blind wrapped book reading videos, let me know. Let me know what you're reading this week, and keep those good vibes coming. Hope you guys have a fabulous week. Live well, read some books, go discover, my friends. Bye. I love spooky season.